Hi there, it's Melissa. Welcome back to my channel. So I have another episode of the Unscrapped Bundle of Joy, the series that I'm doing with Danni Vee, and I have her link below. I'm going retro with this one, and I am using the Little Bo Peep collection from Crepe Paper that was released in 2012. And I'm using this Out of the Woods cut file from Confessions of a Paper Addict, and I had filmed the collection, or me showing you the collection at the beginning of this, but I had some problems with my setup, and what I filmed with my tripod etc was awful. So I've gone back to how I originally filmed my videos, and it's a lot better. So that's why there's obviously I'm voicing over what before was me talking to you, but it didn't make sense because I had to cut the first part of the video. Anyway, so I have sprayed my pattern paper with some Delusions, ink spray and white linen, and it has a slight sheen to it, and then I am dropping some Highly Swap gold colour shine on top of that. So I was going to mix in some newer product with this old collection, but I thought that would help freshen it up a bit, but in the end I've decided to challenge myself to use it and see if I can make it a bit more modern. Now, back then, if you'll remember, Crepe Paper was very distressed and almost grungy, and so that's what these papers are like, but I've made them, I guess, a bit more modern. I mean, it's not that the patterns are old-fashioned, it's the treatment on the papers. By using a cut file, I've made them, I guess, appear more modern. I originally thought about using white cardstock and then doing some mixed media or watercolours or even some Lindy's magicals on the background, but when I placed that backed cut file on that black and white script paper, I just thought it looked really, really good. It made the colours pop, and so I guess I have made it more current by using the mist and the cut file, like I said. So this paper is really, really thick. It almost makes me want to check and see if their papers are that thick now, but I was really impressed with it. And one tip to backing this cut file, because it is quite detailed, is to look at the, like if you load up the cut file into your, whatever you cut with, silhouette for example, which is what I cut with, before I trace the cut file, if I just leave it open, then I can see the parts of, for example, the bunny, where if I didn't do that, I'd find it quite hard to know what I'm backing and what papers to use based on what the images. So I hope you get what I mean. That's a really handy tip if you are struggling once you get your cut off the mat. So here the gold is dry, but the white is not. So you'll see soon that I get a bit of white on my photo. And I think yeah, you can see it there. But I'm putting it underneath that moth anyway, so it doesn't matter. And Virginia has designed this cut file to go with the new Crepe Paper collection. I can't remember what it's called, Woodland something, but that's why, yeah, with the creatures and the mushrooms, and it's really, really sweet. But you don't have to use it with that, obviously. You can use it with whatever you want. So I needed somewhere to hold my journaling, because obviously I can't write on that background, and even if I could, it's far too busy. So these little tags that have come from the Crepe Paper cut apart sheet or tag sheet, and so I've just cut that apart and written my journaling on it, and I'm just going to tuck it behind the photo, and that it serves two purposes really. The first is to have my journaling, and the second is to cover that little piece of doily that's annoying me poking out the side there. And so I've added some twine. It's just really, really old twine. I've had it for probably as long as I've had this collection. It's just from the warehouse, and I'm sure you can get the same thing from Doodlebug. So looking at these two 6x12 sticker sheets, I think I've said, yeah, this is a baby girl collection, and it's got lots of vintage elements, and it's really, really sweet, and I'm sure I will definitely use it more. That is a tab that you fold over, which was a bit difficult because it's not scored, so I just sort of pressed it down and hoped for the best. I'm adding that little sticker flag, cute as a button or banner, and I've just popped up the end of it to give it some dimension. Excuse me, I've had a cold, but I'm better, and I just went for a big, I won't say big bike ride because we're not allowed to go on big bike rides at the moment. We are locked down in with this whole coronavirus pandemic, so our whole country has to stay home, but we can go out for exercise as long as we're alone. So I biked around our local lake. It's over 8k, and I pushed myself really hard today because I want to get fitter within reason. I'm not going to go biking 30k or anything. I've got to stay within home area, but that lake is literally 5 minutes bike from where we live. So yeah, that's why my voice is a bit funny and I have a bit of a cough. So then I'm adding this border strip, and I love that it goes right to the end. There's nothing worse than adding a border strip that doesn't. I've got that tag at the top, and now I'm having to add some glue because this really isn't staying. And what I did do off camera was add some Nuvo drops on the moth. You'll see them in the final shots. I just thought I'd better remind you of that now, or remind myself that I've done that. And then these are like pre-chipboard. Crepe paper had these sheets where you just punch out, I guess, ephemera. They're quite thin though. And that's my final layout. So here are some close-ups in the final layout. So thank you so much for watching, and Danni and I will be back again at the end of April. Take care.